A friend of mine come and tell me about 2 months ago to bring back the old time calypso. He said, well, later people keep asking everywhere why you don't bring back an old time reminder. I said, it's a
Welcome back to Trinidad and Tobago. Well, the rising cost of food continues to be a familiar refrain in many households, especially during the pandemic. It's no secret that the world economy is taking a beating as a result of COVID-19 as freight and shipping costs explode. Last week, we heard from the Food Distributors Association and the Supermarkets Association. And today, we hear from sheep and goat farmer Shiraz Khan. Yesterday's, of course, Got Goat Mouth headline in the Express was a buzz on social media. That article examined the rising cost of that meat favorite. Now, Mr. Khan told the Express livestock farmers are being hit hard by thieves and predial larceny, and that has in fact worsened. Shiraz Khan is an executive member of the TNT Farmers Union, and he joins us via Zoom. Good morning very much to you, Shiraz Khan. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning, Uvishi. Good morning to your people in your rooms and the cameramen and Trinidad and Tobago, all who are listening, and to my Muslim brothers and sisters who are watching. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum to you too, and of course to our Muslim brothers and sisters, as you say, who will be viewing. And our studio just got a special shout out from our guests, so we really do appreciate that. Maybe we could start off with the rising cost of goat. Now, we know around Christmas time people like to buy their goat and curry it and have goat and roti for your guests if they do come. But $52 per pound, Shiraz?
Well, Uvishi, there are a number of things going to add to that, and they're going to get worse within the next couple of weeks leading up to Christmas, believe you me. Because what has happened is that the neglect of agriculture and lip service, right, and treating agriculture as the bastard child of the economy are just going to get worse. Because what's happening is that even during the SOE, people were losing animals. We had farmers in Carson lose like 5 cows one night. We had people losing 20-something goats in the Las Lomas area one night. All over the country, there was larceny during the SOE, and it will get worse now that the SOE is not present, right?
But Shiraz, wait. When people steal that quantity of livestock, I mean, that's not easy, 25? How is it transported? Where do they keep it? It must be seen or visible.
Well, again, we have a predial larceny that is quite depleted for resources to be effective, and never supported in terms of resources and so on. But let me tell you something. Just some years ago, remember the police in the Freeport area caught a guy with a car with almost 20 animals inside of it, dressed up with jerseys and shorts and hats and so on. You see, they will go to the extreme to get all kind of ways and modes of to steal, because that is their way of life. While you might want to continue to be educated and grow in your profession, I would like to be educated and elevate. These people are just there waiting to pong, because we have an inefficient predial larceny unit. We have a police service that when you go to them, they'll tell you go down back to the predial larceny unit. And that has been a cry for me for a number of years. Not only that, it came from predial larceny officers, the way they are treated by the Ministry of Agriculture. It came from farmers in the south area. You can remember some Radhika doing a story where the farmers in the penal area took it upon themselves to repair and refurbish a predial larceny vehicle to get service. Because they have none. Because in Carsonfield, we have a vehicle in Carsonfield. There's a station in Carsonfield. We can't. Sometimes they don't have spare tire. They don't have fuel. Sometimes if one of the guys calling sick or has an emergency with his family, they can't go nowhere because they're limited in resources. I don't want to talk about the other problems because we may put them at the disposal of the bandits. But these are problems that are leading up not only the attention that given to the farmers from the state, but prices are going to get worse, because I posted up yesterday, last week, to my great surprise, I went to NFM to purchase middling for feed, to make feed. I mix my own feed on my farm. For 7 weeks, we didn't get beef middling from NFM, Uvishi. For 7 weeks. And when at that point in time, we came back on this week, last week, to realize that the feed gone up by $9, right? There is a byproduct, which is wheat, is the main product that is made flour. We make flour from wheat. That is the main product. But the byproduct, NFM raised the price by 9 cents. By $9, sorry, or 9 cents on a pound. You understand
So
the way
where's
that
the middle ground?
agriculture-
Because where's the middle ground, Shiraz Khan? Because we have the chairman of the National Flour Mills, Nigel Romano, Sunday Express, November 7th. He would have said the majority of state-owned companies looking at all options as it continues to grapple with the higher international price of wheat, which is the primary input into flour, by far the favorite staple of citizens. Of course, they're saying basically, NFM is saying, we cannot produce flour at a loss. Where's the middle ground?
Well, I agree, they should not produce flour at a loss, right? So why it is that you did not choose to raise your flour, but you choose to put the burden on the farmer by raising the price of middling, right? And in a little while from now, you'll see they're raising the prices, because just 3 months ago and 6 months ago, they raised the prices twice on us. So they're going to raise the price of feed. Over the last 6 months, you decide to raise the price of feed to farmers rather than raise the price of flour because you're afraid the upsurge of the people into the country. Understand what I'm saying? If it is that you want to raise, why raise the feed and the ingredients in the feed first, which is the byproduct?
And not the main product.
Of
course,
the main product is flour.
So
but you didn't choose to do that in the last 6 months. But I would like to ask you another question. Ask them what price, where has the prices of the wheat has gone up? Because when you look at the international different distributors of wheat, actually the price has not gone up. The price has not gone up. Tell me about freight and other things has gone up. But overall, everything is going to go up. Everything is to go up. But what happening is that the price of feed, the chicken will go up in a little while from now. Eggs went up recently. Eggs will go up again. But we concerned about what it is that we are doing as the government and the Ministry of Agriculture have proposals of where we can use local produce, local stuff, to reduce the need of imported stuff, to mitigate between the farmers and the different authority to show how we can produce our local feed and make something available at a cheaper price and readily available rather than facing shortage.
Is it comparative? You know, we understand the predial larceny, we understand the increase in the price of feed and so on, but is it a comparative increase to increase the price per pound of goat? It was about 25 per pound during the earlier part of this year to now 50. It has almost doubled and more.
I don't think it was ever 25. Goat meat has never have been 25, probably about 30 years ago. Right? The last price in the beginning of this year, it was $45. It fluctuated between $40 and $45. Right? Last year, Christmas, goat meat reached $60. Right? So it's going to go up. But let me give you a small example. At the beginning of this year, we were paying $45 for a bag of rice bran coming out of Guyana. At this point in time, rice bran is $80. You hearing me? Right? Our medication, we used to pay for a bottle of deworming medicine, right? Like about $100 and about $40. Right now it's $220. And I could go on and on and on about prices that the farmers are facing, right? We have to pay more because our roads in Carsonfield are horrible. And I tell you, horrible. Horrible. I invite you.
I've been to Carsonfield, and I have to agree with you. That
horrible.
Was the
so you
worst,
are spending more money driving through bad
road
road
ever
and mashing
through.
up your vehicle.
Yes.
When the farmers have to drive with their vehicles through those Edinburgh Road and Carsonfield, it's horrible. And I don't think that
Shiraz, I think you switched off your camera just a bit.
I didn't do anything. I didn't touch anything.
Okay, you
it's
can continue. Yes, you can
You hear me
continue.
now?
Yes.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, when you think about all of these ills, and then have some farmers, they're taking shift of waking up at night to watch their produce and their animals. Obviously, we worried about that. But when you go to the supermarket, because just like how you and every citizen had a face the supermarket, and you buy nothing a spray to help keep your flies down around your farm. We used to pay $21 for it, now it's $40 for it. I can go on and on. So we are human beings. We are hardworking people. When a guy have to just buy something from foreign and bring it here, polish it up and sell it, or just take it and bag it and sell it, we have to grow an animal from a baby to get it adult, get it pregnant, grow it, then just make some money off of the animal. So it is not an easy process. And I think the Prime Minister know that because he boasts about him being a farmer. He have to face the prices. I don't know if he getting a special price being the Prime Minister from NFM. He knows what's going on. He has to pay the prices just like all farmers. How it is that we put a proposal by you to think? Because look, take for instance, I've discussed it on the program before. We have a farmer they call Ken Vera, brought in equipment to produce fish meal for making our feed to reduce the use of importing soybean, so we can have protein, local protein for the animals.
That's the plan for feed making?
2 years now, and the government, the ministry, the ADB has refused to give him further money to finish his project. The ADB, in fact, last time I said it before, they're telling the man grow goldfish instead of tilapia. And these are the things that they treat the bastard child of agriculture. But yet we in Glasgow talking about, in Glasgow COP26, about how good we are doing, but yet we are treating our citizens as dirt and only looking to import. We cannot depend on that overseas.
Is this the plan for feed making that you were referring to, the plan for feed making? When was that submitted and where is that now?
Okay, the plan was submitted since 2007 to Patrick Manning at Twin City. And every government, every minister that changed, we submit their plan. Actually, the revised plan was submitted before the post-COVID committee to the Minister of Agriculture, every minister, everyone who was on the committee. We submitted the plan of growing a lot more ground provision, like in some other countries what they're using. We're talking about getting this fish meal a production going. ADB has been treating Ken Vera in the worst because he brought in a modern fish meal making and feed making equipment, and they would not give the guy the additional money to get it going. The board blanked him and tell him that they're not going to do it. So that equipment is parked up there when we are waiting for some fish meal. Additionally, overseas, there's a problem with actually molasses. We have a problem with molasses because the prices continue to skyrocket. We need to look at how we can do some of these things back to assist the farmers overseas. We need to look, because it's not only to make money for me. I am talking about making healthy food, better food available to the people of Trinidad and Tobago.
Are farmers equipped to meet that demand from the national public, given that we're talking about keeping that food import bill down, importing less? Are farmers able to meet that demand? Are they equipped
How you mean able? We did it in the 1980s overseas. We were producing 40% of the rice consumed in Trinidad and Tobago. We were
But how many people are into rice farming nowadays?
Well, I mean to say, if the government is treating the rice farmers as they're treating them now, 2 years waiting for subsidy, not giving them the necessary equipment and documents to get their land prepared, how do you expect farmers to continue under those trying conditions? If you want the farmers and them to produce in this country, give the farmers and them their documents, give the farmers and them their ability to go to ADB and get help, not people treating you as a political stooge inside of there, and they put their people there and now they're pressing you because somebody else is looking to import the food. Overseas, I give you one challenge. I give your station and any cameraman a challenge. All the problems we are having now, you go to the shelves of those high-end supermarkets and see of all those imported meats and things start stocking up in their refrigerators. You understand what I'm saying?
So people are just not buying.
Come again?
People are just not buying, you're saying?
No, it's stocking up. They have the access
Gotcha.
to foreign exchange to import,
Gotcha.
to fill their shelves. While our people having problems because when you go to the people who selling the chemicals and the pharmaceuticals for the animals, they have a sign due to the fluctuation and the unavailability of foreign exchange, prices will fluctuate. So you have a situation where those high-end groceries are getting the foreign exchange to bring in more and more food into the country, and our people not getting the money to bring in the medication. And when they do bring it in, because they have to buy the US at a black market, the prices continue to go up overseas. There are a number of negativity towards the farmers, but we survive on all the under the hardships. But it is understood that if you have to face all these hardships, you cannot give it away. You cannot give away your goods that you sweat hard for, pay more money on a daily basis for, and tell people that you want to keep it at still $50. It is unfair to the farmer because everybody else is raising their produce, raising their goods, raising their thing. Because if you could tell me you move your price from $40 for a cup of coffee to $55, then don't complain about my meat price. You understand? If you want to go and loll off and sit down and have a cup of coffee at that price, well, then pay me because everything is going up overseas. Everything is going up. I show you as a citizen, not as the TV host this morning, face prices. And when you go to the groceries, it's tubes. But what do? You have to eat. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, you have to eat, but you also make those choices.
My animals. If I don't buy the medication, my animals will die.
So suppose people choose in that case not to buy, the goat meat because they just can't afford it, or they prefer to buy cheaper meat.
Well, the thing about it is that I don't know. I know last year Christmas we had the Minister of Agriculture coming on the media and telling people, do not buy that meat that is being sold as pet food. I am hoping that they continue doing that and give us a chance to live. But overseas, could I as a farmer who depend on producing to survive, should I produce at a loss to satisfy the country? Because nobody subsidizes me, Nobody helps me. I don't get back any tax break like the big companies who have farms. I don't enjoy any tax break like that. I have to dig in my pocket to buy every living thing. Now, the big businessmen who have farms like the Prime Minister and all who got the Aripo farms and so on, they are enjoying tax breaks, so they don't have to dig in their pocket. They don't have to sell a sheep or a goat to have lunch. We have to do that overseas. We have to sell our animals to send our children to school. We have to sell our animals to buy clothes. I mean, they say we must be able to dress and not only buying old clothes and wearing old clothes all the time. We have to repair our vehicle.
Shiraz Khan, Trinidad and Tobago Sheep and Goat Farmers Association president, of course, saying nobody helps me, commenting on the goat meat price going at $50 a pound. We're going to have to leave it there, Mr. Khan. Thank you so much for joining us.
Say one thing?
Sure,
what I am saying is that people of Trinidad and Tobago, we are people, we are citizens, we have to live too. We are facing everything like you. Do not come down on us for the price of feed. That is not our doing. That is the authorities. Go to them and see if they could get help for us, please.
Shiraz Khan, all the way from Carlsonfield, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much, overseas. Take care. Have a blessed day.
You too. It's now time for a traffic update. It comes to you courtesy traffictt.com. We head across to the Quaysay in San Juan. Here's what it looks like. There's more of Morning Edition when we return.
But now a lime is 95 cents for one. Thank you.